Okay, so let me pull this up. Yes. Alright, thank you. Hello, everyone. We're coming to you live from a potato. I'm out in the... What would you call this area?
Cola?
No. Like the boonies.
The boondocks.
The boondocks. I'm out in the boondocks right now.
No fun.
And I'm using my horrible laptop. So apologies if the quality of this production is not up to that GameLuster standard. You know, people have come to expect that like Nintendo polish on these podcasts.
Hey, you know, we've even got our openings going in sync now, so, you know, we have reached a high standard.
Yeah, and I mean, we're so dedicated to recording that we're recording like 6 instances of this podcast right now, just to make sure.
Oh, it's definitely not because we've been burnt before or anything. Never.
No, it's not, and it's not because we lost an entire audio track and had to improvise and re-record it last week.
Oh no.
Little scarred.
Alright, so everyone, welcome to GameBusters. This is a podcast from GameLuster.com. So usually every week what we'll do is do a deep dive into a specific game and talk about our feelings on it and thoughts and like how it's aged and such. But today is the GameBusters Halloween Spooktacular. Make some sounds.
Appreciate the effort there. Woo.
So excited, like, woo.
And I'm your ghost host with the most. I'm Nirav.
You can tell who does the most D&D here.
Yeah, I'm trying very hard to carry this right now. So today we're going to have a non-traditional format, so this is not really the typical like way the podcast goes, but so today I am joined, of course, as always, by my lovely co-host Ree.
Yo. Oh, did I not get picked up? Yeah. Yo. Okay. Discord was being weird then. Smooth.
Are you saying things? I introduced you.
I did say something, but Discord decided I wasn't saying anything, so...
Okay. Very good. This is actually still one of the better intros we've done. And we have our special guest, Jess from GameLuster.
Hello.
And Becca from next to me.
That is where I'm located, yes.
Okay, we did it. So we're just going to ease in a little bit with the opening. How long do you think that you would last in a horror movie?
Oh, God. About approximately 30 seconds.
I was hoping for 30 minutes.
I would run out of the film. Like, I wouldn't be there for that.
Uh-huh.
The second anything spooky is going on, I'm out. It'd be the most boring horror movie. Like, I'd be that stupid ass that, like, buys a haunted mansion and immediately it's like, no, this doesn't feel like a worthwhile investment. I'm going to cut my losses and leave. It would be a very boring horror movie.
Even if they're like, you have to stay the night to like secure the mansion or whatever, like otherwise you like lose it.
I'd be like, nah, I'm quite happy with my 1-bedroom place. I'll stay there. Less ghosts.
Okay, interesting. I think I think my standing in the horror movie like is directly dependent on if there is a black person in the movie. Because if there isn't, then I'm definitely gonna die first. But if there is, I could see myself making it to, like, 37, 38 minutes into the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Might be one of the first to go. Maybe not the first, but, like, definitely second or third.
Are any of y'all a cheerleader by chance?
I used to do gymnastics, so that's
that's not good in your favor.
Do you guys, like, have cheerleading over there?
Not really.
No, not
Interesting.
really.
Huh. What is the British version of that?
Clapping.
Yeah, clapping. Or getting drunk at a football game.
Yeah.
Okay. I think getting drunk and screaming from the stands, I guess.
Yeah.
Is probably. Very cool. Okay. Jess, I don't know, how long do you think you'd make it? Do you have any strats?
If I'm being chased, I can't run very far, so as long as there's no physical activity, I might be able to last a while.
Just a slow monster is what we need.
Yeah.
With an exciting horror film, it's like, there can be no action at all.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's got to be like a killer snail or something.
I don't know if any of you are, like, familiar with, like, Reddit lore, but, like, there was a very famous Ask Reddit question from, like, 2 or 3 years ago, which blew up and had, like, hundreds of thousands of participants in this. But the idea was that there is a snail chasing you forever, and it's always trying to kill you, but, like, you can Like, but if you do that, if you accept the snail into your life, then you get $1 million every year. As long as you let the snail has to keep chasing you forever. Like, do you take that deal?
Who's providing you with $1 million?
The snail. He likes it. It's for his entertainment.
Oh, that is a tempting offer, to be fair. I mean, I'm not confident in my like physical abilities, but I do think I could outrun a snail.
Let's see if I can find this. Hold on.
No.
I want to find the exact conditions of this fight.
The contract. Pull it up.
The contract. I'm pulling up the
Yes.
contract right now. Hold on. This is one of those things like okay. You and a super intelligent snail both get $1 million, and you both become immortal. However, you die if the snail touches you. It always knows where you are and is slowly crawling towards you. What is your plan? Okay.
I'm sorry, I love how it specifies that the snail gets $1 million as well. As if
The snail also has access to $1 million.
What is he going to spend his money on?
He's gonna buy a plane. I mean, like, and the snail has a lot of access to faster vehicles, I guess, with $1 million.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, can he drive them?
All I can think
does
about
he hire a chauffeur?
All I can think about right now is like Dwight's plan in the office with the perfect crime. I was like, nope, I sold the chandelier. She's Tiffany. Okay, cool. So for the first segment today, I want to just kind of go around and we'll talk about our favorite horror games and like I guess why we like them and what do you and maybe try to get down to the bottom of like what separates a good horror game from like a bad one. So, Jess, I know you're like the biggest like horror fan among us. Why don't you kick us off?
My favourite horror games would be Alien Isolation, Resident Evil 2, the remake, but I also enjoy the original Resident Evil. Evil Within, but specifically the second one, because I don't think the first one was much of a horror game. It was a bit more of a, like a slasher kind of thing. And then I'd also put in BioShock as a horror game, because I know it
definitely
fairly
is.
scary. So really, I would say a good horror game is something that uses like psychological horror to scare you. I think jump scares and gore is like overused a lot in films and games in the past. So I feel like psychological horror at the moment has been the most successful.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if you've reminded me of something I heard before, where on some podcast they were talking about how like there's like always like some sort of thing that is really scary to people that seems to be dominating like the pop culture of the time, and it's almost like always like strictly like directly dependent on real world events, like what we are scared of right now.
Oh, that's
and, like,
interesting.
Yeah, like there was like a whole thing about how like when like the nuclear age came about, like the idea of the apocalypse and like irradiated sort of like creatures became like the new thing. Like you use science and radiation in that age of like space technology to create like, the Frankenstein's monster became popular and all that kind of stuff. And like, forward, and then like in the last 20 years, like, I mean, I think we can all agree it's been zombies has kind of been the thing.
What was it that like made us scared of zombies? That's a very
I'm curious. I don't know.
That to real life, but like now, like I don't know. It seems to. I'm not like a massive horror aficionado, but it seems to be like claustrophobia and like isolation seems to be the big theme.
I think isolation is. I think you definitely hit it. Like isolation. I guess Alien Isolation is a good one then. But yeah, I think like being separated and being alone, and like I think in the next like few years it's probably gonna be exacerbated just by the real isolation, I guess.
But we don't talk about that on this podcast.
No, not here. Cool. Okay, so Ree, what are some of your faves?
Okay, so I'm like the complete opposite of Jess. I'm a complete wimp of horror. I don't actually like it much as a genre, but the reason why I want to be like on this episode, not only just because I'm the co-host and I have to be, but also because I started playing BioShock recently. Not actually realizing it was horror. I just had it on my PlayStation and I thought, oh, that's a cool like 50s aesthetic.
It's a shooty shoot.
It's a shooty shoot. I thought it was literally just like the Fallout aesthetic, but just shooty shoot. So I was like, okay, I can do this. Pretty cool. Then I saw one of the, what are they called? Big Daddies? Oh,
yeah,
God.
we love Big Daddies.
Holy shit. Like, I screamed. And Even just the normal enemies, I've already forgot what they're called. The zombie dudes.
The splicers are like my worst nightmare.
I hate them so much. It's not even the fact that they make me jump, it's the fact that just their entire concept, the entire lore around them is just terrifying. I don't know all the lore yet because I haven't completed it. But it's just like, even when I can see one right in front of me and I have the upper hand because they haven't noticed me, I'm still scared to go near them because what they say is creepy. Their whole design is creepy. But I'm sticking with it anyway, even though I usually hate horror, and I think it is because, like Jess was saying, it doesn't rely too much on, like, jump scares. There are a few, but I can't help but be pulled in because it feels so bloody satisfying when I, like, then I'm, like, terrified of a sequence ahead and I get through it, and it's just so immersive, with, like, I don't know, the environmentals of, like, Rapture, just... they blend together so well with the combat and just being bloody terrifying. So I think that's what makes a good horror game. Just like a lot of consistency, using like so many elements to make you scared.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, I like. I think definitely the thing that we're honing in on is like you want like stuff that like gets into your head, I guess, and I think yeah, I get that. Becca, what about you?
I, like, don't play a lot of horror games. I've played a couple, usually once a year around this time of year. One that stuck with me and I think back on a good bit is Vampyr. Just because, like, you get to become the monster, and, like, even if you try not to become the monster, like, the game and its mechanics, like, forces you to make those tough decisions if you do want to, like, beat boss battles, or if... the other option is, of course, like, grinding bad guys forever, but, like, it kind of, like, forces you into, like... Who am I willing to sacrifice? What district do I want to sacrifice? And it, like, also forces you to, like, get to know the characters before killing them, because you get more experience. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that, like, Vampyr was, like, a very close to being a great game, and just, so close, almost made it.
Very close. The glitches were terrible.
Also, the combat is bad.
Yes.
Have either of y'all played that?
No, I've heard of it. I didn't actually know anything about it.
It's from Don't Nod. It was actually literally the second game they made after Life is Strange, which is hilarious. Just the transition between those two.
Say, that sounds very different because all their other stuff seems to be fairly consistent with Life is Strange.
Yeah, the other stuff is they really went out on a limb, and then I think the reason is like
back.
they tried to go out and jump on something else, and it like didn't quite hit. Like Vampyr had like middling success, and like got like 7s across the board from reviews, and like they're like, okay, maybe we should just go back to the Life is Strange lane and stay there forever.
The idea was so good.
Yeah, it is a great, and like honestly, the RPG parts of it and the dialogue works so well, and it's groundbreaking how they do it.
Yeah.
Like. But the rest of the combat is bad and
Execution was poor.
Execution's poor. Anyway, that's a good one. I think I consistently say my favorite horror game is Little Nightmares, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with. Has anyone played it?
No.
I haven't, but I really want to.
It is so good. You can do it in like one sitting if you're dedicated. It's like 5 hours. But I would also have a friend present. It's not really the scariest horror game, but I think it is the best one because like what it does is like it very very slowly like adds on to like there's like 5 worlds basically. The whole game is you're this little character called Six. You're this little child, and you wake up in the bottom of this gigantic like freighter boat. And there's a bunch of just like dead kids in cages around you, and you are trying to kind of just make your way through this like horrifying ship with like all of this like the like I don't know, like the physics of it don't make sense either. Like the world itself is seems to be fighting you, and like you basically are just trying to get out of here. And there's like 5 sort of areas you go through, and each one there's like a new like. The first one is there's just one monster for the entire area, and it's this horrifyingly mutated thing. It's like a guy. It looks like a guy, but it's like 4 feet tall, but his head is like maybe the size of like 6 watermelons, and it's like slumping to the side. And its arms are about 10 feet long each, and it has to drag its arms around.
Oh.
But like if the arm catches you, it like retracts you quickly, and then it eats you right there.
Charming.
But like the whole bottom floor with this thing, you find out this thing is like a caretaker, and like there's a bunch of babies in cribs and stuff that it's like watching over, that it's like growing into children. It's like it basically, one thing I think that Little Nightmares does so well is that there are no words in it, no written or spoken words in the entire game from the second you start it up. And it does such a good job communicating like the theme it's about, because like the whole story is about gluttony, and it's about the horror of realizing what gluttony can do to you, like wanting more and more and more and more, and never being satisfied. But like it's a very powerful. I think my thing I was gonna get at is like I think like horror games suffer sometimes from not being centralized around a theme. And I think that's one thing where BioShock definitely shines. Obviously, they have a very strong theme of capitalism bad. But yeah, like I think that's one cool thing. The other one I'm going to give a shout out to was Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which is an excellent and terrifying game. Has anyone played that one?
No.
You guys are killing me. Killing me. That one's a really good one, but basically it's like one of the most critically acclaimed games of the last like decade. You should play it. But it's a horror game in which the main character, like her lover has been like taken by the Queen of Hell, and she like ventures into this Norse mythology version of hell basically to bring him back, but she also suffers from psychosis, and this game went like super out of the way to like work with patients and doctors and psychiatrists and accurately represent and convey the symptoms of psychosis. And so like you have to play the game with headphones, but basically the entire time you're going through this like hellscape, you don't know if what you're seeing or hearing is real at any given time, because like that's what psychosis people like, you know, or you know, patients suffer from. Like they don't know if the things that they see or hear are real. Yeah. And so you very consistently will hear voices in your head telling you like go right or like go left or pick that up or don't fight that thing, but half the time they are trying to help you, and half the time they're trying to kill you.
Oh, that's
and like
fun.
there just isn't any way to know.
Yeah.
And it just does such a great job of like getting underneath your skin, and like once you're done playing, you like don't know what's real in the real world, you know. And it's like this is what people live like, though, you know. Yeah. And it's horrifying to realize that, and I think that's like taking it to like the real life thing. Like this is what some people really experience, and it's like, man, I couldn't last 15 minutes in there. Yeah, anyway, I've sort of prattled on a bit. Oh no, I am becoming British again. Please get me out of here.
Nice. I swear, it's getting more and more frequent that you use a British word.
It's coming up really quickly. Like I don't think I told you, Becca. I called my apartment a flat last week.
You're going in deep.
It's getting bad.
The infection is taking hold.
Are there at least any Americanisms that you're picking up over there?
I did say like mom the other day instead of mum, and that's really
okay. I'll take that as a victory.
I say apartment.
Yeah, I say apartment as well, actually. Okay. Yeah.
It sounds fancier.
You guys have switched the words for the place in which you live.
Okay,
I'd rather live in an apartment than a flat. It sounds nicer.
It does, doesn't it?
I think in England, I think an apartment is a thing, but it's supposed to be like a really high-end suite kind of a thing, right? Is what it kind of conveys.
I think so, actually, yeah. Whereas flat is just a couple of rooms, which I guess is what an apartment is over there. I don't know.
Yeah, we're in one right now.
Hey. Yes.
Okay, so that was cool. Does anyone else want to throw anything out? Any shout-outs to really cool horror game ideas or anything that like any games that like did something cool you want to throw a shout-out to?
Oh, okay. This is where I show like my lack of horror game knowledge, so I'm gonna have to talk about a non-horror game. But there's this one bit in Fallout New Vegas, because of course.
Is it the vault?
Yeah, it's the vault.
Yeah, the plant vault.
That's terrified me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
I actually on like one of my millions of playthroughs, I turned the HUD off, so I had to like just look at the environment to like guess what everything is, and sometimes I couldn't do that because the game isn't built around that. But in that one, I could, and it was fucking terrifying because I could hear those enemies and I couldn't see them on like the HUD, like where they are. I really recommend playing it like that because then you see a bit of green growing in the corner and you just like waste so many bullets shooting into it in case there is one in there. And there might not even be one there, and then maybe there is. It's a really fun way to play that particular mission. Really recommend.
That is a really great. Just for reference, there is a vault in Fallout New Vegas that was like the result of these plant experiments. Basically, like these people were locked away in here with this spore virus, and it took hold of them. And for like 100 years, they've been in this vault, and these people have become these plant creatures, and like they've become one with the plants, and the whole thing is like this horrifying greenhouse. Actually, if you played RE2, like the IVs and like the whole lab scenario, it's similar to that actually. But yeah, that's one of the better missions, which is saying something. Because like, yeah. Also, quick shout out to Prey, which is one of my favorite games ever. Which is like the spiritual sequel to BioShock, so it's very similar. But yeah, that one, the aliens, they eat. The worst part of that for me, so Prey is really famous for the mimics, the little aliens that can turn into literally anything in the game. Mm-hmm. And you never know what's a mimic, but there's the worst part that made me just like cry was during like the first like hour of the game, I saw a health pack on the ground and the health pack was a mimic. Like it was like a floating glowing health pack and everything, and it was a mimic. And it did get me. But the scariest part of that is like the Typhon, I can't remember what they're called. One of them, the Phantoms, they consume people and then they like tear their voice boxes out, and then when they walk around, they like are like these jagged like fizzling creatures that like can't keep their solid form together, and like they're like stalking around these rooms, and like they just keep repeating like the last words of the last person they killed, like in their voice, but like, but it's like mockingly trying to pretend to be their voice almost.
Getting Doctor Who feels from like the library.
Ooh, yeah, it's very good. Anyone ever go play Prey, please? Okay. All right. So our main big thing today is I've tried to cobble together. I think we have enough ideas to do this. So what I've done is there's an old podcast that was a favorite of mine, Cool Games Inc., that has been ended for a while. But basically what they did was collect submissions from fans about like an idea for a video game to make, and then like try to make it. And so we're gonna be doing that. I've got a good number of suggestions here for horror games specifically. So this is Spook Games Inc. That's our company. We're gonna be publishing some of these horror games here, and we're gonna work together to workshop these into something good and marketable. Okay.
Alright, nice. Let's do this.
Gonna make so much money off of this.
So, let's see. Let's start from the beginning here. Starting off strong from my friend Ashley. She sent me a video of her cat blocking the stairs back to her house from the basement and screaming while she yells at it, "I own this house."
Oh, yeah. So, like, the cat is, like, the boss battle that we need to...
I wonder if this is one of those ones where, like, there's only one monster, like, the cat is, like, the one monster kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, do we lure it away? Like, there's, like, has to be, like, multiple options to, like, how to face the cat. Like,
there is a horror to, like, being like, no, I know I own this house, and the cat being, like, silently, like, shaking its head, no, like, I own this house.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe the cat, like, is actually just representing their anxiety. Like, they're being gaslit by someone, and they materialize that in the form of this cute, adorable cat. It's a psychological horror. You don't know what's real, and it represents, like, our anxieties around coronavirus and being evicted and landlords, Yeah. But it's like this Binding of Isaac trying to
you know what? There's our theme, too, we can wrap around, is sort of like the fear of, like, just capitalism taking away the only, like, our rights to live,
Oh, that's good. Definitely a little...
Okay. That's pretty good. Let's try this one from Brudanos on Discord. A game where you're peeing and you have to zip up your fly without cutting your dick off. Which is... That's just real life, man. I don't know what to tell you, man.
The VR game.
We're all. It's a VR game, yeah.
That's a very well. Like,
you've got the
time this game would take. I feel like
you have to have the PlayStation Move Stick for sure. And the real terror of this is if you lose the game. Like in addition, I think you've also cut your PlayStation Move controller in half and rendered it useless.
I think there needs to be like different levels that you have to like face, like different things scaring you.
Oh,
coming in
yeah,
on you,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Each one is like progressively worse.
And one of them's like just like a big guy, and he's like, you know, and it's like, oh my god. Okay, nice. I don't think we've found our good one yet. We're gonna try to find one of these that's like the Nug, which is like the one that we're gonna like actually put out. All right, from Nikhil, we have fighting the ghosts of Bach and Beethoven and Mozart as boss battles. Maybe advancing through musical periods of history by exploring haunted opera houses and theaters. Could be cool to incorporate each time period. There is some kind of combat with the ghosts. So like, I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's an actual good idea. Damn.
Yeah, we got. Well, yeah. I asked people like you can do like a stupid submission or a fun or like a serious one, and I think this is the one serious one we got.
That reminds me of that one mission in BioShock where I can't remember his name, but he's the artist, and like your final boss fight.
Oh my god, that was a really good boss fight.
In that like theater and to this like classical music.
Yeah, they do a similar one in Infinite with like that guy like performing on the stage and then like with the crows and everything.
Yeah.
That's really good. I think this also happened in Luigi's Mansion. There was in Luigi's Mansion 3 there was a musical level, and then the final boss was like Beethoven's ghost like playing the piano and like firing music notes at you and stuff. But I think it would be cool for it to be like
I just love how you went from talking about like BioShock to Luigi's Mansion with literally nothing.
They're the same.
That's wonderful.
They're the same game. I don't know. I think this could be a good idea because like, who are some other? Let's all name all the composers we know.
Oh no.
Tchaikovsky. There you go.
We've already said Mozart,
Chopin.
haven't we?
Chopin. That's it.
Chopin. Handel.
Yeah, Handel's a thing.
Strauss. Warner. I'm carrying the team, guys. You gotta.
Man, my musical theory knowledge is low. You have to get more points. Like the more you know about history, the more you know like the way to fight these like
exactly.
monsters. You have to like.
What are some? Who are some?
Have musical history?
Who are some British composers? They had to have some, right?
I guess they maybe had some, but I'm not gonna pretend I know. I know like. No, I don't know any.
Well, it sounds like you would be bad at this game then.
Yeah, I'd be dead in the first 5 minutes. I'm not very.
You have to like. I think the way we have to do this is like with music theory is the only way to like. You have to like understand like intervals and harmonics and stuff like that in order to progress.
You have to pretty much compose a musical number using your controller.
Yeah, yes, you need to compose a musical number that is like
better than theirs.
It's better than one of their real ones.
No pressure. Yeah.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah, just using the buttons on your controller. What if this is a Switch game and you have to use the Joy-Cons to like conduct your orchestra?
Yes.
But what
Or
if you
it's
have
that
like
same like really clumsy like guitar system in The Last of Us 2 that was like impossible.
Oh yeah, the one that everyone said was fun, but everyone was collectively lying. Okay, this is a good one. We can put a pin in this. We can maybe come back to it.
Yeah.
All right, from Strain42 on Discord, Five Nights at Freddy's parody, but you have a door with a normal lock on it, but the problem is throughout the night you have to keep going to the bathroom.
Oh my god. So I'm guessing like, yeah, the animatronics will also like try and catch you while you're peeing, and you've got to somehow distract them so you can make a beeline.
We could definitely combine this with our other VR game from earlier.
Oh yeah, there we go. So not only that, but the animatronics do want you to cut that off. Yeah, I can see this working.
So it's also a trip to and from the bathroom.
Yeah, there's a lot of elements to this, like the getting to the bathroom and getting back. Like Freddy might be there, or one of his friends. I haven't played the game. Is one of them a dinosaur?
I haven't played this, but like, do they have to pee? Is there like any human there, or are they just completely like?
I think
they also have
the idea of
Freddy.
Can we combine this with the Zipper game?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I think we have to. I like this idea. We're gonna push those together. We'll come back to this. Want to move through some of these, I guess, lower effort ones I got from some friends.
Lower effort,
not
from my friend anyone out here. Yeah.
Like from my friend Annie, who sent just "You're the zombie?" ?
I could be a zombie.
So, like, when's the twist gonna come? Because
Listen, the twist...
It'll be pretty evident that you're a zombie early on.
The twist has to be the question mark at the end. That's the heat for this. You're the zombie? Like, are you the zombie? It's a surprise. Yeah. It can't be... This is Soma... Okay, listen to me. In Soma, which is a horror game where you like play like half the game and then you find out you're a robot. I guess spoilers for Soma.
Wait, so like you're just living your life like in the middle of like you're just walking to a place. You think it's a normal day for you, but like actually you're like hunting people for brains. But like, and you find out like mid bite of brain, like, oh wait, I'm a zombie.
Oh, okay. So the screen could be rendering something like I'm eating a bowl of spaghetti, and then like it sort of pans out, and you realize you're eating someone's brain.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like that's got a bit of potential there. That could maybe.
You're the zombie? Okay. How about let's take it from this angle. This is sort of an Among Us situation.
Okay.
Somebody in your friend group is a zombie, and they reveal themselves, and it's like, you're the zombie?
Or like you're the zombie, you're going about your day. People are like, but people see you being the zombie, but you don't notice it. So they're like shooting you in the brain, and you're like, this is kind of rude.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to work, though, because, like...
It seems like you would know if you were a zombie is the problem.
Yeah, like, that's the problem, is, like, zombies aren't like vampires. They're not known for their ability to fit in, so...
Can we at all tie this to the flailing Walking Dead license? Those fans of that franchise will buy fucking anything we put out. It doesn't have to be good. It specifically can't be good at this point.
And to be honest, this would actually probably be better than the recent Walking Dead game, the online one.
Yeah,
oh god. Yeah.
It startles and terrifies me that like the comics and the Telltale games were like so good, and just everything else about that franchise is so bad. All right, we'll put a hold on. I think You're the Zombie could maybe be like a modifier to another one of our ideas. We'll hold on to it.
If that's the name, You're the Zombie ? Like that's just that's giving the twist away, That's not...
It doesn't have to be the title. We'll hold on to it. Okay, so from Dearth on Discord, I have Haunted Water Bottle, another really high effort idea.
I mean,
spooky.
What would a haunted water bottle look like? There's a ghost in it?
Something that scares me is when I've got cramps and I do a hot water bottle and I make it too hot and it burns me, so that's pretty scary. I'm not sure how you incorporate that into a video game. Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it could burst. It could spill. I'm not sure how that would work gameplay wise, but
or like genie situation, like you rub the outside of it, like, this is not a genie, it's a ghost.
Yeah,
it's haunted.
In my mind, what I'm thinking is like you just like grab your water bottle off your desk and you start drinking and you spit it out and you're like, this is ectoplasm.
There's Casper.
I feel like the problem is that doesn't have to specifically be a water bottle, so it raises more questions, like, why is it a water bottle? Why would you want to drink from your water bottle? But that's scary in itself, that someone would be unhinged enough to drink from their water bottle, so... Yeah.
It would be a terrible place to be confined for the rest of eternity.
All right, from Ryu on Discord, we have Alien versus Kramer versus Predator, which was maybe the only good name suggestion we've gotten this week.
Good.
Okay, so both Kramers are in this, the Alien and the Predator. Are these classes, do you think? Is this a class-based shooter?
Like, Kramer's on both teams. And like
there's two different Kramers. One of them's a healer and one is a tank. No. Okay, listen, this is like a Borderlands situation, right? There's 4 classes. It's a 4-person co-op looter shooter, right? There's the Alien class, the Kramer class, and the Predator class.
That's so good. But which Kramer class to choose?
Can we get Arnold Schwarzenegger in on this? He's not doing anything right now.
I mean, yeah, I feel like... he was in that recent Terminator film, so I feel like he's pretty much up for
anything. Yeah. He's probably...
He'll come back for this. We definitely have enough money to get him back in this.
He was the governor for 8 years, huh? He was the governor of California.
So he punches out. He'd be up for it, yeah.
If anyone has any, like, sort of ideas we can pile on top of this, I feel like we're missing the heat on this one. We'll come back. How about this one? This is from my friends... So this is from my friends Manny and Bree. They tag-teamed their collective intellect together to make this startlingly bad suggestion.
Oh boy.
Which was... A middle-aged man is just trying to do menial tasks in his life, but he keeps messing up, like overdue rent, taxes, missing jury duty, etc. It's called Time Crysis.
Okay.
They already made Time Crysis. I don't know what to do with this.
You're like buying Time Crysis, and this is the one you get up with, and you're in a whole new kind of crisis.
Time Crysis is about.
Okay, has anyone played Time Crysis? Like the arcade game? Yeah,
Not
like
very well, but
it's
I've played it.
it's just a light gun game where you have. It's just an arcade game where you shoot zombies through time or something. It's like it's not really a high concept kind of thing like this. So maybe we can we maybe spell Time Crisis differently and get away with that? Or
I haven't seen the Time Crisis cabinet in a while, so I feel like at some point that
I don't think arcades are doing super well at this specific moment in our history.
So because of that, I feel like give it a few days or something, and I'm sure Time Crisis enters the public domain, and then we can claim it and make our own horror game. Sorted.
Yeah. Okay. So. Is this much of a horror game though? The guys just kind of live his life, I guess.
Menial task.
It's like, this is Sims 4.
This is exactly Sims 4. Sans jury duty.
And by the way, the jury. Okay, don't think for 1 second EA's not working on a jury duty DLC right now.
Oh, and we would pay for it.
Okay, how about this one? Again from Ryu on Discord. You've forgotten your anniversary, and you have to buy your wife a present on Black Friday so she doesn't find out. This is more psychological horror than anything.
I love how that's come from someone who's married as well, so
Yeah, I'm actually looking at this and wondering if Tim, maybe forgot to buy Kate a present for Black Can we do anything? Can we maybe combine this with one of our earlier ideas, like the haunted water bottle? You buy your wife a haunted water bottle
the day before Christmas, and that's all you have to give her. Oh man.
Okay. I've been. I forgot this one here from Hightower on Discord. We have alien self-isolation.
Oh, God.
Which is just, I guess, an alien going through quarantine with the rest of us.
You're the zombie?
The best thing about...
You're the zombie?
bit about alien isolation was just being, trapped and claustrophobic. So you just got to go to town on that and just make it more claustrophobic until you're just in one room the entire game. It's genius.
The room gets smaller and smaller.
This is the game The Room, but you're the alien from Alien Isolation.
No.
And you have to solve environmental puzzles to get out of the room, but once you leave the room, it turns out that
the zombie.
You're the zombie?
Yeah. Genius. Oh my god, it's all going full circle.
It's all coming together.
Wow. All right. So I've been sitting on this one because it is by far our best submission. My friend Grace found this flyer. I guess it's sort of a. I'm gonna try to read it to you and describe it to you. It's hard to do. So just bear with me. It's sort of a flyer, an advertisement. It says wet yoga class at the top. And there's a person there. I can't quite tell actually if it's a man or a woman. What do you think? It's a person.
It's a person.
And they're saying, please do not eat onions 48 hours before class. There is a lot more though, so bear with me, please.
Okay.
You will be completely soaked in herbal liquid. Attendees must learn to fold/unfold their genitals. Do not attend if you can't hold your breath for 33 lunar seconds.
Oh no.
And then it says
what?
buckets. Hold on, I'm not done yet, please. Buckets and rags available for $6. Free tree bark snack is provided. There will be loud screaming. And then at the bottom, there's some little tiny text I'm going to try to read. Please bring signed waiver agreeing to allow the great horned owl to observe you silently for the duration of the wet yoga practice.
That is some kind of horror, let me tell you.
I mean, we don't even have to add anything to that.
We have to do anything.
That's the whole game.
Right, pack it up. We're sending that out.
What
Wait, the guy earlier who failed at menial tasks, he would fail at eating the onion.
Do you want to send him to wet yoga class?
What happens when you eat the onion within 48 hours of the class?
That's a good idea. So let's figure that out. Why cannot we eat onion? Now, it says please do not eat please do not eat onions 48 hours before class. It's weird. I think it's worded in a weird way because it sounds like when the clock strikes 12 that day, do not be eating an onion at that time.
If you think about it, this is actually quite difficult because cooked onions are in quite a lot of dishes. So that means you can't have bolognese, pasta.
Yeah.
That's
So for 48 hours, we're gonna have to sort of go onion free, but like,
Yeah.
maybe we could stick to some sort of simple things like a pizza. I'm worried. I feel like we haven't talked enough about, or maybe we're just avoiding the elephant in the room, which is the folding and unfolding of genitals.
Yeah, I thought maybe I heard you incorrectly there. I thought, no, that can't be what he just
Listen,
said.
is this going to be like a fade to black situation, or is this going to be like press X to fold your genitals?
Yeah, it's something that they must learn at this wet yoga class.
It's like, I'm
Is
imagining, for some reason, the
Hold on.
graphics I'm imagining for this game are like Heavy Rain models for some reason.
Oh,
Maybe
it
it's
has to
like
be
press
Heavy
X.
Rain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to figure out 33 lunar seconds to Earth seconds. I want to see how long this game lasts.
24 hours a day? No.
Wait, a lunar second is 0.984 terrestrial seconds. Okay, so
Okay, so
it comes out
slightly
to 27.3 Earth seconds.
So less than 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay. So this is sort of a Majora's Mask situation where you have 30 seconds to do the thing and then the world ends and you have to try again.
Like, they're telling us in lunar seconds, so there's gotta be, like, aliens from
The great-
the moon involved.
Is the Great Horned Owl the boss, or is he helping you? Or is the instructor of the class maybe the boss?
No, but I feel like that's the point. You don't know. It's like that game you were talking about earlier about the psychosis. It makes you question everything.
You get to the end, you get to the end of your 33 lunar second cycle, and the teacher comes up to you and starts just eating your brains, and you're like, "You're the zombie."
You're the zombie. No, unfold your genitals, please.
I want to also mention that there is an image on this picture, on this flyer, of a woman with her arms outstretched getting, I guess, a spray tan? I don't know, what does that look like?
She's definitely getting wet.
It just looks
thing.
like they're spraying her with water, maybe, but she's glistening. She's very toned.
You know what this is reminding me? I think this could be our Five Nights at Freddy's spin-off.
How are you
The
fitting
whole
this
thing-
into the Five Nights at
Okay.
Freddy's cutting your dick off in the bathroom game?
Stick with me here, okay? So,
Fold your... Oh my god, if you forget to fold your genitals,
so the
do not forget.
Five
There
Nights
we go.
the whole thing about Five Nights at Freddy's is that it's this, like, obviously bad idea to have these, like, creepy looking animatronics, and someone's got to watch over them overnight, and it's a job that sucks, but they keep going back to it, and it's like one of those things where you just think this was a bad idea from the start. Why do people do it? But now it's happened, you're stuck here, you curse. That's the same thing with this yoga thing. Like, it's just like one of those, like, dystopian... Why did anyone think this is the folly of man has created this? It's capitalism again, I think. We keep coming back to that. But it's sort of... And it's like Rapture and Bioshock as well. I might be rambling now to make this make any sort of sense. But I think... I don't actually know what I think anymore. I've lost my train
You know
of thought.
what? You know what I'm seeing though, that I think all of us have been glossing over, because we haven't talked about monetization for this. And you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing buckets and rags are available for $6, and I'm thinking microtransactions.
Yes, that's pretty scary.
Yes.
So
That's the horror.
yeah. You're at the wet yoga class, and there's a pop up, and it's like if you go to the store and pay $6, you can get buckets and rags for this wet yoga class. How would that benefit you?
How do the...
Do you think it like helps you survive the class? It like to
feel like-
dry yourself off as you're getting wet?
Was
I
the
was about
bucket
to
the
say-
weapon?
There's a lot of, like, moistness going on here, so I feel like that is going to come in handy, yeah.
Is this sort of a Wii Fit extension, do you think?
I don't know, like, personally, my Wii Fit has never, like, chucked water over me or cut my genitals off, but you could be playing it differently.
It's a new kind of Wii.
It's the Wii too. That's I feel like there's something here. I feel like we're not connecting it. I think that
I'm not sure what there is to connect
It's
to.
the onions.
it's the onions are. Did we have any? I think the haunted water bottle can easily fit into a wet yoga class, right?
Look,
Yeah.
I feel like we are hyper focusing on the genitals and the onions. I think those are the USPs here. We need to do something.
Okay,
with
yeah,
them.
they're
yeah.
we need
And
to spray.
look, the free tree bark snack provided, that to me sounds like a pre-order bonus. You pre-order this game, you get a free tree bark snack.
We've mentioned monetization so much that you just know EA is going to be in our inboxes like shit.
EA's gonna love. I think we do have to sell this one to EA. I don't think anyone else is gonna get this one out the door. This can be one of their like.
Why
This
do
can
we
be
think
part
of
of their
that?
like their little indie initiative, to get those indie games out there under their banner. There will be loud screaming. Also makes me worry because it seems like, is this a multiplayer game or is this single player? Do you think this is like a multiplayer online thing, or is this like a hyper focused single player narrative, like story driven game?
I feel like anything that involves cutting genitals off has got to be single player. That would just be a bit awkward online.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to cut other people's genitals off. That is not what I suggested.
You're saying that like it's a crazy thing to say when we're already dealing with onions and fucking tree bark, and yeah, so anything's on the table here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if we can... You're the zombie?
You're the zombie.
Okay, is the name of this game just Wet Yoga Class? It doesn't really seem like it rolls off the tongue very well.
But it's like, it's a misleading
Moist
title,
yoga
like
class.
Doki Doki Literature Club, you know?
I guess so. Okay, I want to also try something that they've done on Cool Games Inc. to sort of get the title. So, Ree, why don't you and I try this first? So, we're going to count down to 3, and I'm going to say a word that's related to yoga, and you're going to say a word that's related to, like, water or being wet or something, okay? And we're going to combine those, and we're going to find the heat
Alright,
in
let's
this,
do
okay?
this.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Refreshing.
Namaste.
Wait, what? So we got refreshing namaste.
So, refreshing namaste.
It's like, it makes you believe it's gonna be super calming, and then you show up
Okay,
to Wet Yoga Class.
this is one of those like idle mobile games that we sell as like a relaxation tool, and then
Super misleading.
we connect it to your food tracker app just to make sure you're not eating any onions.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Okay, I want to try. We're gonna get one more of those because like what we really need here is sort of like we need a mechanic, right? Like we need something that we're gonna be like doing that no one else is doing. That's gonna separate us from all the other mobile, wet yoga.
I feel like nothing about
games out
this
there.
game is on the market right now, so I think we're safe.
The most original.
Okay, so we're gonna Jess, we're gonna do another countdown, and why don't you say something? You say a word related to nature, okay? And
Okay.
Becca, I want you to say something like a game mechanic word, okay? Just anything like a video game word, okay? All right. 1, 2, 3.
Birds.
Jump scare.
What did you say?
Birds.
Bird jump scares. Okay. Well, that actually fits in with the Great Horned Owl, I guess.
There we go. We found a way to bring it in.
Okay, so the Great Horned Owl does jump scares. This is a game you play in 33-second bursts, trying to avoid the Great Owl jump scare at the end.
It's really super relaxing.
I am,
like a
on
namaste.
that note, I am going to have to leave it there, guys.
Okay, thanks for sticking around this long. I'm surprised you did.
So glad your
Thank you,
parting
Jess.
words
Thank you
were bird. Perfect.
Bird jump scare.
It's been a pleasure and I can't wait to play this.
Yeah,
God.
well, thank you for your contribution there.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Hey. Oh, also, Jess, would you? Okay.
What was the answer?
Okay, a horror game where Jess doesn't let you finish your sentences. Okay, well, I guess we'll move. I guess we're shipping out. What was it called?
Relaxing Namaste.
Relaxing Namaste.
With the bird jump scares.
Well, bird jump scares is not in the title.
No, the thing is, this is
Relaxing Namaste is coming to Android and iOS this fall.
This is becoming even more like Doki Doki Literature Club, because that sounds like a cute little fucking dating sim.
We
And this
cannot.
sounds like
We
a
can't
yoga-
put this on Steam because people are going to tag it psychological
Yeah.
horror and like ruin it for everyone.
Exactly. Whereas, Relaxing Namaste, it sounds like a yoga game, and it's like, boom, there's a bird in your face and some genitals being cut off.
One problem we're gonna run into, I think, is that you can refund games on like the App Store
Oh, no.
for the first
That
24
does not
hours.
bode
So
good. It's a 30-second game.
no. So what we need to do is you can only play one like session a day, one class a day, and the first class needs to be like good and actually relaxing.
Okay.
And then once we're out of that refund window, you can sort of unleash the horned owl.
But the problem is, like, the game itself isn't only 33 lunar seconds long.
Yeah, but each session is 33 seconds long, and it's like I have to. It's one of those things where you replay the same thing over and over, just trying to get it right. You know, the exact combination of things.
And
correct.
the winning is the owl and the tree bark.
I think the win condition is that you are accepted by the Great Horned Owl. But I think this is something that you can that we want you to play every day, right? And it's going to be littered with ads. Don't get me wrong. This is going to be a paid app. It's going to cost $20 and it is also going to have just full banner ads the entire time.
With the effort we've put into this, I feel like the consumers will understand that we need to be compensated for it. You know, we've put in like a good 15 minutes of brainstorming here.
Which is, I mean, to be fair, far more than we've done for any of the other ideas. Okay, all right, let's ship it out. Relaxing Namaste. Okay, let's close out here. What is the scariest video game monster in your opinion, and why do you think that you could kill it specifically? What do you think you would do to outsmart it?
Oh my goodness.
Oh god. Okay, I briefly played Resident Evil 2 remake, so it's got to be Mr. X.
Okay. I was gonna do Mr. X.
I stole it. But I mean, thankfully.
Okay, how would you fight him?
It's super easy because he's like pretty slow. I would just speed. I would
leave.
I would
my idea.
Walk outside, like out of the police department.
Can't trip.
It's crazy because it's not even necessary to actually run.
Exactly. You just have to walk at your normal pace.
Walk briskly.
I mean, like, I was playing the game and like I don't know much about the story. I was like half paying attention. But like if I was Clara Leon, like I would simply just leave the police department. You know, like why don't they do that? That's my plan.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely one, like, if I was in the Resident Evil, just stay in the main room where none of the zombies magically get in. You just hang out there forever.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was also thinking about Pyramid Head.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think that's a hard one because I think maybe just showing him sort of some other shapes might confuse him. Was my idea. Like, this is a cube, this is a sphere, kind of an idea. What do you think Spherehead would do okay in a fight against him? Who do you think would win?
Spearhead.
I like the idea of Squarehead. I
sure,
like Squarehead just because the name is funny.
Squarehead? Yeah, Squarehead Sponge Pants. I loved him. Love his show. Okay, cool. Becca, what was your...
Oh man, I don't know. I would not survive is the thing.
Okay,
You choose to accept.
It does not matter the monster. I would find a way to fail and trip him. End up on the ground.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think this has been a rousing success.
Oh yeah, very scary.
Honestly, I do probably want to try to do the Cool Games Inc. ripoff thing again at some point in the future.
That was really fun.
So please, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, send in your submissions. Let's close out. Thank you to Todd Howard for no, he actually didn't do that one. I was thinking of the Vault from New Vegas.
Is there anything scary in Skyrim?
Load times on the PS3.
I'll get you.
Okay, to be fair, Fallout 4 does have one of the scariest things that's ever happened in a video game to me, which is the Winchester Manor in Nuka World, which is, I don't know if you've gotten there, but there's a part in Nuka World, the DLC, where there's it's like a Disney's Haunted Mansion kind of a ride kind of a thing, you know? It's in a theme park. But you go in there like long after it's, not being used anymore, and there's it's so crazy. It's done so well, but basically you find all these notes about how this family like died here, blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, it's all part of the ride, whatever. It's full of ghouls, right? It's like, oh, there's a bunch of zombies in here, whatever. But there's a part, and it doesn't happen the same way for any two people, but like you use VATS one time, and then when it like shows the third person view of your character briefly, you see the girl behind you, like standing behind you.
Okay,
waiting.
that sounds scary. Okay, thanks for that, Todd. I'm gonna have nightmares.
All right, good job. Also, I will say that in Fallout 3, I think the whole Oasis thing was very scary with the Tree Heart Man, who scared me a lot.
Yeah. He's in the first two games as well, but he was not nearly as scary in those ones. So shout out to Bethesda.
No, I think time time has hardened him, I think.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks Todd Howard for... Because that was pretty nightmarish as well, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess Bethesda did the Evil Within, sort of, so we'll give them that one. Okay. Let's wrap up. So thank you for joining us. You can find all our stuff at GameLuster.com. You can find all our videos at YouTube.com/GameLuster. Reed, do you have any specific plugs?
Oh, let me think. Well, I think I plugged this last time, but I'm going to do it again just because the team have just finished now covering Indiecade's Festival Anywhere and Everywhere. And they covered a whole bunch of indie titles, and there were some really interesting ones there. We did some interviews as well. 100% recommend checking that out on the website.
Okay, nice. Yeah, just for anyone, I know our many fans are curious, but the Final Fantasy X video I had to like kind of push off because I had to get the Halloween videos in before Halloween happened. But that'll be coming to you probably in the next week or so. And then, I think that's Becca. Do you have anything you want to plug? What are you working on creatively to sort of pursue your passions?
So many things, and by that I mean nothing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. That sounds great. So you just want to like plug being alive, I guess. And...
Yes, maintaining life for now.
Maintaining the status quo is what we're all about here. Okay, so I guess we didn't really have a winner this week, so I'm just gonna close out and send everyone off with a relaxing namaste.
With 0 potential jump scares.
And,
God.
Please don't.
No, it says no jump scares
Please
on the
do
App
not
Store. It says
eat
no jump
onions.
scares.
Please do not eat onions 48 hours after listening to this podcast.
For prior
There's
subscribing to the game.
there is a content warning for birds, and it's unexplained in the App Store description.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.